Hello everyone and welcome back to week 6 of the PPL. This week we're facing Yo Fizz, or formerly known as Fizzy Stardust. I'm going to go over a quick team recap because I'm not doing a team builder this week just because I'm lazy. So first off we have Salamence, the Yachi Berry Salamence with a naive nature. Got the Dragon Dance, got the Earthquake, got Dragon Claw, and Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor is literally there so I can one-shot things that are physically bulky, like the Cloyster. It can also one-shot, possibly Politoed if it's physically defensive. No, well, not one-shot, but it'll do major damage. It can also do a lot of damage to the... I was going to say it's going to do a lot of damage to the Kabutops if he's potentially Shuckleberry, but you never know. Next we have Hippowdon, a standard defensive Hippowdon with Stealth Rock, Slack Off, Earthquake, and Whirlwind, just because I want phasing. Not bringing Sandstream this week because I really can't have it on the field if he has the Excadrill out, but it turns out he doesn't even bring Sand on his side. So it's potentially okay for me. If I had the Hippowdon, I could have swapped it in more often to get Rain out of the way. Next we have a Trick Room Mega Gardevoir, again because it does a lot of work to his team. The only thing it isn't going to be slower than in Trick Room is the Politoed in this situation, which is great for me, really great for me. Next, well, I guess I'll go over its HP. It's got 252 in HP, 28 in defense, 228 in special attack with a quiet nature, Hyper Voice, Focus Blast, Side Shock, and Trick Room. That's pretty much it. Next we have Liam Neeson, the Thunderous Incarnate. Agility, Thunderbolt, Superpower, U-Turn. U-Turn's there for initiative, Superpower, so I can one-shot the Excadrill and the Tyranitar if they did come. U-Turn's there just to give me initiative, and now I know what you're thinking, Agility and U-Turn. Now, Agility's just there so I can set up late game and literally clean up with Thunderbolt, because everything barring Tyranitar, Goodra, Celebi, and Excadrill are going to appreciate a Thunderbolt, and half of those things I can Superpower and take them out. Now, I have other things for Excadrill, so it doesn't matter too much with the Superpower, but literally the U-Turn is just there for Celebi and to get an initiative. Next we have Hiru, the lead Acelgor with Focus Sash, Encore, Water Shuriken, and Hidden Power Rock. So Hidden Power Rock is there for the Articuno, it's there for Crobat if it does come. Water Shuriken's just for priority to lead with Crow. If he leads with Cloyster, I lead with the same energy, but all brings it down to its Sash. Then Water Shuriken takes it out next turn. Unless he goes straight up for the Icicle Spear right off the bat, then I'm dead. But then I can bring in Thundurus or Mega Gardevoir and just do work with that. And then finally we have a mixed, oh well, not mixed, it's Yachi Berry with Roar, Scald, Wish, Protect, Vaporeon. It's got 252 in HP, 236 in defense with a Bolt Nature, and 20 in special defense. So if it's a Choice Sparks Articuno, I can take a Freeze Dry, at least 2 Freeze Dries I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, I'll have to go over the calcs again, but if it's Sub Roost I can literally take 3 of them, which will be nice. Or 2, it really depends on what his spread is. But that's my team. If you guys are looking at his side, he brought Articuno, Celebi, Politoed, Kabutops, Excadrill, and Crobat. So a lot of what I was a lot of things that I wasn't expecting. Was not expecting Politoed, Kabutops, or Celebi. I was more expecting Tyranitar, Cloyster, and Volcarona. So it's nice to not see those mons that can set up completely on me and destroy my butthole, but that's also not exactly the best because I didn't prep 100% for these mons. So we're gonna get this battle started, and I'm gonna disable resample on this real quick so it doesn't look shitty at all. So let's get this started. So like I said, brought the Acelgor, Vaporeon, Hippowdon, Thunderous Incarnate, not Vaporeon. I'm so out of it right now. So Fizz, issuing a challenge. He's got 7-year Itch as his lead, which is the Crobat, and I lead off with my Selgor. Now, I pretty much know I can do some damage with Hidden Power Rock, and if he goes for the Brave Bird to bring me down to my Sash, it's going to be in range for the next Hidden Power Rock. And it is a suicide lead regardless of what happens, so it doesn't really matter too much. I don't have bug coverage for the Celebi anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now here it shows that he is Black Sludge, he's not Banded, he's not Scarfed, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Rock in case he does decide to go for like a U-turn or something. But he actually just goes into his Excadrill, the big Pump, as I get the Hidden Power Rock off. Now, it doesn't show that he's leftovers or anything, so I'm thinking maybe he is some type of other variant. Actually, he goes for the Rapid Spin just to, you know, stop me from going for rocks or anything here. Now I bring in Salamence, knowing I can take a Rock Slide if this thing has it. I can take an Iron Head with the Intimidate drop, and I can set up a Dragon Dance and probably do some work to his team. At this point, he brings in Politoed, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe he has the Ice Beam, or he's going to go straight up for the Scald, knowing he can take a +1 Dragon Claw or Outrage from this thing. So I go for the Dragon Dance here, as, you know, it's not going to matter too much. I actually think if he's going for the Ice Beam, I go for another Dragon Dance, and I literally sweep his entire team. Except for Kabutops, which would have come in next. But he actually makes a good play, goes for Encore, and stops me right in my tracks. So I'm pretty much forced to swap out now, because if he has the Scald or Ice Beam on, I'm just fishing for burns. I don't want to lose my Yachi Berry right off the bat yet, because Articuno is a problem. I go into Vaporeon here as he goes into Articuno, and this is a situation that I saw anyways. I go for the Protect just to scout out if he does have the Freeze Dry, and he goes for Substitute, so that's good. It's actually nice for me. He actually has leftovers as well, so he is a sub-roost set. Well, I'm not sure if he has the roost or not, but he is a subset. Now here he does reveal the Freeze Dry, and that's fine for me because I have the Yachi Berry. And here I go for Roar because I can't break his Substitute with, well, I might have been able to in the rain. I might have been able to, but like I said, I just roar him out. He's not gonna want to stay in because the Stone Edge isn't gonna be able to take me out here, and I can Scald him and potentially burn him, and he doesn't want to risk that because that's his main offensive presence. As I go for the Wish here, just for the safer play, because I knew he was going to swap out. Now I'm going to swap out and go into my Thundurus here, Liam Neeson, because he will find you and he will kill you, as the Celebi goes for the U-turn, which is completely fine because it's not going to matter much, because I can just go for the I get the Wish back is what I'm saying. Now here I was thinking maybe he's Scarfed with Rapid Spin. That's a potential set. I could have gone for the Superpower here. Well, he actually just goes for the Stealth Rocks, and that isn't good for me because I don't have hazard removal this week. If I had gone for Superpower there, that thing would have died, which would have been great for me. Now he goes into Politoed as I make a double out into... I think I make a double out into my Thundurus. Yes, I do make a double out in my Thundurus. Now, I'm limited on swap-ins here because I'm going to be taking 25% each time I bring this thing in. So he actually decides to bring in Celebi as I go for the U-turn, and depending on his investment, I can take him out. And he lives it on red HP, which is not the greatest for me. I really wish I could have stayed in or one-shot it right there, because I did have a chance to one-shot it. It was like a small chance, but I did have a chance. And I bring in Mega Gardevoir here, just because I know I can set up Trick Room at this point, and I can take any one hit from this thing, because it's not going to be doing much unless it's like a Nasty Plot and has Hidden Power, Ghost, or something. So she just goes for the U-turn. I always call Celebi a girl for some reason. And here I go for the Trick Room, as I know he's probably going to bring out his Excadrill or his Kabutops. And I bring in the Trick Room just so I can literally outspeed anything on his team. So now I go for the Hyper Voice here, as he brings in Excadrill. If I had gone for the Focus Blast, I really didn't want to risk the miss though. I honestly did not, as I get the Hyper Voice off, and it does take that, but now I'm outspeeding next turn and go for the Focus Blast because of Trick Room. Which is good for me. Sorry, I bumped my microphone there. But now he's just going to be trying to stall out Trick Room here. As he brings in Politoed, I can take any one hit from this thing. Now he's probably just like trying to stall out the Politoed. I mean, stall out the Trick Room. I'm talking way too fast for my own good. As he goes for the Protect, trying to stall out Trick Room, and now he goes for the Toxic because he outspeeds me in Trick Room, which is a problem. Because like I said in the beginning part, I can't really outspeed him in Trick Room. This is the only thing I don't outspeed in Trick Room. Now here he is gonna swap out. Here I should have just straight up gone for Hyper Voice, but I actually make a play and predict him to go for Protect and go into the Thundurus, as he's shown that his set so far is Protect, Encore, it's probably Ice Beam and Scald, but not sure. Now here's where I make the Thunderbolt play, as he probably predicted me to go for the U-turn. If I didn't go for the U-turn, he probably was just sacking this thing anyways, because it wasn't doing 100%. It wasn't doing a lot to my team. I don't know why I say 100%. Now he brings in his Bucks, his Kabutops, because he's outspeeding me in the rain, as I'm going to go for Vaporeon, as he goes for the Aqua Jet, maybe predicting that I'm like Scarfed or something, but he knew I could take me out. He could take me out in the rain with that. Now here, I'm gonna go for the Wish again, I believe? No, I think I double out into my Thundurus again. Yes, I do double out into my Thundurus. So now, I do outspeed this thing. I'm not 100% sure if he's Scarfed, but he is Scarfed. He reveals it right here. Takes me out. I thought he was some type of choice variant with the U-turn, but I wasn't sure what he was. Now Scarfed made a lot more sense. Now I bring in Gardevoir. I know I can Trick Room at this point. I should have just gone for the Hyper Voice, as he makes a good play and goes into his Politoed. And that's a problem for me, because in the Trick Room, Politoed is going to be outspeeding me, and he can lock me back in with an Encore and, you know, lock me into Trick Room. So that's the problem I'm dealing with here. So I thought about that, but if he doesn't go for it, it wouldn't matter. He probably could have taken me out with a Scald here. But he just makes the safer play and goes for Encore, and it's going to lock me into Trick Room. I'm sorry this is so scattered right now. Like my thought process during this. I just woke up a little bit ago. I've literally just been playing Overwatch since I woke up. Because it's a great game. I just bought it too. But like I said, this is a bit of a slower battle. Usually my battles are a bit faster, so I'm more accustomed to the faster paced battles. So here I'm going to swap out and go into Vaporeon, as I predict him to maybe go for a Scald, as he just goes for a Toxic, double Toxic, predicting the Vaporeon, or predicting whatever he wants. Now here, at this point, he's lost his Crobat and his Excadrill. That's pretty much it. I have everything except for Selgor and Thundurus. So here, if I had gone for the Wish, this thing could have if I had gone for the Scald, this thing could have potentially died, but it doesn't. As I do just go straight up for the Wish. Here, I'm going to go into Salamence, predicting the Giga Drain. If he does go for the Psychic, I'm still able to get the Wish back up. And it's an okay swap in for me. It's going to be another chance for me to set up a Dragon Dance, but at this point, I predict him just to go into Politoed, and I wasn't 100% sure if I would have been able to take him out with the +1 Dragon Claw. I could have gone for the Draco, but even then I wasn't sure what his investment was. I wasn't sure if he was physically defensive or especially defensive. And here I do go for the Dragon Claw, and it's going to show that he is pretty bulky on the physically defensive side. At this point, I wasn't sure if Dragon Claw would have killed again, so I just go for the Draco Meteor to ensure that I killed here. Because it did around, I believe, 80-something% or 60-something%, and that was way under 60%. So Salamence gets another kill there. He brings out Bucks, his Kabutops, because you know, in the rain, this thing is a problem. As I just go into Vaporeon here, thinking if he does go for the Stone Edge, I'm dead. If he goes for the Waterfall, it doesn't matter. Here, at this point, I don't really care too much. I'm just trying to stall out the rain, because with Politoed, with Politoed gone at this point, I should be able to stall out the rain, because it wasn't Damrock, it was leftovers. Here he goes for the Waterfall, and I just barely live it on like 4 HP. That was probably a low roll. Here I get the Stealth Rocks up because I want to get the late game Rocks up for that Articuno, because it can probably Ice Shard and take out the majority of my team. I'm just gonna sack Hippowdon at this point. It's not gonna change much. If I had gone for the Earthquake here, he would have probably brought in Celebi, and I would have either gone for the Gardevoir swap in, and then brought in Salamence as he went for Psychic or something. But here I just bring in Kabutops. I'm gonna outspeed this thing because there's no more rain left. I go over the Draco Meteor because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to risk him being more than like 60%, because the Earthquake had a chance to not kill, and had a chance to kill. I didn't want to risk it, so I went for the safe Draco Meteor. It was also a chance that he swapped into Articuno and got a free swap in. So here he goes for the Psychic, bring me down just to ensure that this Articuno can come in, and if it does have Ice Shard, it is going to be able to take me out, because the Yachi Berry is going to make it to the point where his investment would have done 28%, and at this point I'm at 12%. So he does go for the Ice Shard, and at this point I've pretty much lost. Gardevoir can't really do anything. It's going to be outsped regardless. Any move that the Articuno is going to go for, I'm going to die to. I do have a small chance to live the Ice Shard, but it's like literally in his favor that he kills me with it. So I bring in Gardevoir. I'm at 20%. Ice Shard does a minimum of 18. He does go for the Ice Shard, and I live it on 5. And go for the Hyper Voice, and we win against Fizz because of a low roll on Ice Shard. I'm sorry, I'm so out of it right now. I've literally been recording all day, but we won against Fizz. It's 1-0 in our favor. Really should not have won that. Ice Shard should have killed me. It had a higher chance to kill me, but in the end, it's Pokemon. What can you do? You get high rolls, you get low rolls, you get hacks, you get all that shit done to you. But we're currently 3-3 with a -2 differential, and hopefully we're gonna continue our somewhat win streak here. Next week we're facing Eric and the Bristol Badoos. Ashton Kai, you guys didn't know. But thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Later.